What's up, everybody? Happy to see everybody back. If you're new here, welcome to Slightly Less Than Perfect. I'm Mark, and I'm here with my fellow co-hosts. I got the ravenous Ryan over here, and I got the bodacious Breezy over here, and we're about to get right into it. So, bros, I got it in my out-of-pocket for you guys.
All right.
Okay. So here it is. In my out-of-pocket for telling my husband's female friend he might be your best friend. Wait, what did I say? He might be your best friend, but you're not his. That's the title. All right, let's get into it. All right, so it's reading from the viewpoint of the wife of the husband. Okay. Long story short, my husband has one of those female friends. I'll call her Sarah. Okay, so Sarah's a female friend that's going to be the butt of the story. Her and I get along fine, but every once in a while, she'll make a comment or sit a little too close to him or touch him a lot or compete with me and somehow to see how close we are or how well she knows him more than I do. She's one of a big group of about 11 friends. I've talked to my husband about it several times, and it's so many micro actions that if I start to say one singular thing, it'll make me look crazy. Well, this past weekend, the group of friends got together for the first time since we're all got boosted. So I'm guessing this happened like sometime during the spicy coffee. My husband and I eloped a few weeks ago, and this is the first time we're seeing everyone since. Sarah came right up to us and got in our face and was congratulating my husband and said how disappointed he was since she wasn't told about the ceremony, she didn't get invited, and then she didn't see any photos at all. He told her that no one but our parents knew, nobody was invited, and we didn't get our professional photos back. This girl straight up started sobbing. How could he do this to her? That she wanted to be her maid of honor, her man of honor when she gets married. Currently single, by the way. And he didn't even invite her to his. And their friendship is now in need of some TLC to recover. This is in front of the whole group, and I couldn't take any more of it and said, he might be your best friend. You might be his best friend, but you're not his. And this is between me and him. You're not even in consideration.
End of story?
Nah, it's another one. There's a little bit more. Hold on. There were some frosty oohs from the crowd, and she left the house. The crowd split, and the crowd is split on the decision. They were all my husband's friends.
Whoopsie.
To begin with.
That's kind of important. What is that?
Start reading that part over. Okay. Sorry, you got to edit that shit fast.
I'm not editing shit.
All right. They were all my husband's friends before I came in the picture. Some think it was uncalled for what I said and that I should just let my husband handle it. I was mad in the moment, but I don't know, did I go too far? The TLDR, I told my husband's female friend she wasn't his best friend and embarrassed her in front of all her friends. Was she out of pocket?
So I do need some more details. The one detail I need is she actually not his best friend? Is she speaking about herself in terms of, is she the wife his best friend instead of the best friend? I wish I knew more about that side of the story, but without that part, even with that part, I don't think the wife's out of line. Because I think her and the husband probably talked about this lady, most likely.
Yeah.
And that's how she got that information. And in general, her husband knows what the fuck's up. So, that's really all that matters. The party guests don't matter. But, it's really her husband, and that girl. And that girl did overstep.
Yeah, because she was reading the story. She kept saying, it was a bunch of microtransactions. And, if I say them all, it's going to make me sound crazy. Which I can get.
I can believe it.
If somebody does a bunch of little shit, it may not seem like nothing. But if it's a little shit, every day or every time you see them, that's a little...
Girls touching guys is kind of, that's a red flag right there for one. I understand being flirty, touching arms or whatever, but... Yeah, you got to respect the husband and wife. You got to respect physical boundaries when it comes to married people, for sure.
Get it? Sarah, you got some boundary issues that you need to work on.
Yeah.
your best friend, allegedly, is married.
Yep.
And you are not the wife, and there's a point where you need to kind of acknowledge that and step back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest red flag for me was like when they told her and she started sobbing. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that was a big red flag for me because I was like, being married, like every friend I've told that I'm married to, like even if they weren't invited to the wedding for whatever reason, it was always a congratulations. Like, no one started sobbing. And I was like, I think if one of my female friends started sobbing when I told them I was married, something's amiss.
Well, I think to a degree, maybe,
And not a missus.
Okay, so obviously we don't got the guy's side of the story. That's the important part of their business.
True.
I wanted to hear what the husband was going to.
I need to know what the husband is saying.
Handle that.
But the wife alone gives me enough context to say that the husband most likely doesn't take this friendship as seriously as
I agree. Yeah.
the friend is taking this friendship. So I think the husband to a degree is kind of embarrassed by some of this stuff. That's kind of what I'm reading out of it. And I think honestly from because I've seen this before, I've seen something similar play out before. Certain people just are kind of immature.
Yeah.
And that's the reading I'm getting on this whole situation, that she's pretty immature. Everything's about her. You know, that's why she's so super emotional.
You didn't invite me. You didn't tell me about it. You didn't send me any pictures.
Yeah. So I think really this is a cautionary tale to most people in general. Like, there are certain boundaries that you kind of should adhere to as an adult. I know, you know, man and female, we can be friends nowadays, that sort of stuff. It doesn't always have to be about, you know, sex or whatever. But like, man and wife, that's a pretty, you know, important boundary. You know, however you put it, husband and husband, wife and wife, man and wife. There's just certain boundaries you just gotta be cognizant of. You gotta be, you know, self-aware enough to like not do stupid shit.
I think you hit the nail on the head saying that like the friendship is. I mean, the wife said it too. She was like, you might see him as your best friend, but you're not his best friend. I think that was a big clue. Like you said, I think they talked about it before. And he's like, yeah, she's a good friend. Like, she's a good friend. She's in a group of friends that we've had. Like, it seems like from what I get, it's like maybe college or like they all work together and they were just like a group of friends that always went out together or just hung out together. Yeah. And she was just, I mean, in my head, she always wanted to smash. He never smashed her. Cause that's the vibes I'm getting. Cause it's like, she's clearly interested. That was my thought process. But I think hearing you talk about the immaturity aspect, that it could just purely be just like straight up immaturity.
I think
and nothing to do with trying to smash. But it's, I don't know. I thought it was an interesting one because it actually, I got that topic idea off of it. It's male and females being friends.
Ooh, man.
And it's because like I'm on the side of like I believe male and females can be good friends, can be even best friends. Because I have a couple female best friends. Yeah. But the key is we've never smashed. Yeah. No nothing. No kissing, you know, a couple hugs here and there. But I mean I hug you guys too. So I mean like, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. But it's like because you guys remember this. I had one of our good female. We'll just call her G because I don't know if she wants to be baited out.
Gotcha.
So G, she's been a friend for I don't know since like
forever, man.
Forever. And it's like one of my exes, and G used to get into it all the time. And I always thought it was funny because it's like me and G have never had like any type of sexual relationship whatsoever. She's always been like sister, like honestly one of the boys. I mean, she went to the club with us, got drunk with us, played video games with us. She was never the type to be like, she wasn't that girl, so to speak. She was just one of the boys. So I mean, I want to get you guys' opinions on it because I mean, obviously, like you guys know her too. You guys have like your own like you know friends or whatever. It's like she's one of my dearest friends. So it's like, what's your guys' takes on like male and female friendships?
Well, when you know someone's as much of a degenerate as G is, then you know it will take it. I can handle her.
No, I got a pretty hot take on it. Pretty spicy take. I'm gonna actually say no. For the most part, because I have seen you had quite a bit of success in that category. And when I say no, it's not like a hard no. I just feel like I don't know, maybe I'm a little too old school, but I feel like for the most part, it doesn't really work out unless there has to be no attraction whatsoever. I have seen it work out when there was attraction, but in general, I don't think there can be any attraction whatsoever. Otherwise, it's going to eventually get messy.
But I think if you talk about like the facts the part where it can work, where it is some type of attraction, I think it goes back to what you said earlier with like maturity, though.
Maturity,
because it's like because obviously like you can be attracted to someone if they're not attracted to you. Like the mature thing is to be like all right, take the L, keep it moving type of thing.
Yeah.
Or creepy stalker.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't even got to go that far. It could just be like like
just petty animosity.
Yeah, because like to a degree, a lot of stuff's transactional. I hate to say it. A lot of stuff's transactional. Time, attention, all this stuff can be transactional. And in the case of male-female relationships, it tends to be one-sided one way or the other. In a lot of cases, either a guy's doing a lot of stuff for his female friend and he's doing it, he's just doing it out of the kindness of his heart. But at the same time, that stuff can be like abused to a certain degree too.
Yeah,
like
fair.
Free time and all this stuff. Like you kind of getting the girlfriend treatment in a way, but you aren't really the girlfriend. So, like, I just like I see stuff as being transactional. That's like where I'm like controversial when it comes to male-female relationships, because I've seen it on the flip side to where like the guy wants a relationship, and I've seen it to the flip side to where like the girl wants a relationship, and they're doing all this stuff to get the attention of this person. And that's like friend zone type shit.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. So like,
that's just friend zone.
When does being friends get into being friend zone? Because I think that's a very important question too. Because it's like, go ahead.
Like if one of them wants more than the other, then that can be a friend zone moment right there. But I feel.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
I feel like in order for two people to remain friends, even if there is attraction between them, they both need to be mature enough to have a conversation like this.
They don't even need that. They don't even need the conversation. So they just have to realize what it is and kind of have to create boundaries. Like, you're not about to use me for all this attention, and you're not about to use me, for sex, that sort of thing. You just have to have that implied. It's best if you talk about it, I would agree. But as long as you can kind of realize, like, okay, this is what it is, and there are boundaries here, then I think that's when it works.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
But if you just leave it unspoken in the air, it couldn't work out. Like, for instance, like the stuff between us that we do, like, just imagine if you just had a female best friend and you just randomly like, hey, let's just go out to the movies, to an amusement park, not as a date, but just as a dude.
That's cool. Yeah. That's when it's cool.
I was actually going to say, that's kind of weird. Because, like...
It can be, but...
I guess it depends on the context of it, though.
It depends on the context.
Like, friendship and attraction at the same time would make it really difficult to remain just friends or to want to just remain friends. Because if you're both attracted to each other and you're both friends, then, good friends, then that can easily evolve into something more.
That's why I never liked it, because there's been periods in my life where I was single, this person was single, we both clicked like crazy, and then we hung out a lot. But then I'm like, logically we should probably be in a relationship because we spend like a lot of time together, and this is like time I would be given like to either
trying to talk to whoever else, whatever other girl or using that attention for.
Yeah, and that's where like the disconnect came in, because it's like, that person, either they didn't want to ruin the friendship or they just weren't genuinely interested. Like, no, I don't really want to take it any further. Then it's like, maybe then you got to kind of rethink, like, maybe I'm actually doing this to be, to be something more than friends. And it's like, at that point, it's like, damn, if that's the case, this isn't really a real friendship. So in that case with me, I had to take a step back, because it's like, dang, like, Because okay, really, what it was a real friendship, but then it developed into something more for me. Because you build, when you spend that much time together, you build in something. Then it's like, dang, I got these feelings, so I can't really walk these feelings back. So if we spend more time together, it's like, it's not making sense. So I gotta take a step back and, sorry, we can't hang out no more. Yeah, that's what it gets weird, because it's like, if there's an attraction, that's why for me it's weird, because like if there's an attraction, like why not take it to the next level?
It sucks, but the heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been on both sides, because like with G, obviously it was like, it's a mutual friendship. Like, she just wanted the boys. Yeah. But like with one of my other close female friends, like I was attracted to her for a long time, like beforehand. And like I had to come to terms with like, it was never going to happen. Yeah. Like, it was hard. It was hard. It was something I had to deal with. But it's like, at the same time, like that was something I had to deal with. Yeah. It wasn't necessarily something she had to deal with. Because it's like, in the time when I was thinking about it was like, I was mad about like things that were happening and things that weren't happening. But it's like, looking back on it, it's like, I mean, she really didn't do anything that like a normal, like one of you guys wouldn't do for her. You know what I mean? Saying, and it was like very normal. It's just the fact that like we were just in an environment, and it's just like I happen to be attracted to females, and she is a female. Because it's like realistically, like if I was a girl and she was a girl, she wasn't, and I wasn't attracted to her.
Yeah, it's fine.
It would have been fine, and nothing was there, and it was like completely something on my end that like I needed to deal with.
Yeah, it's for me too. It's like new friends for me, like. I can make friends with people pretty easily, but you guys are like at a different level. In my head, I kind of put levels on this shit. So, really, I hate to say it. This is really fucked up for me. Like, new friends are kind of expendable. Like, I hate to say it.
I know what you mean, though. Like, I don't use levels. I use a sphere. Yeah. But, like, same thing, though. It's like, you guys are in this unbreakable, like, Teflon ball. Yeah. And then it's like, then I got, like, a little metal ball where I got, like, the people that I'm close to and I do care about, but they call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna roll over. But, like, I see you when you guys call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, the fuck did you do? And I'm gonna pick up the phone. Like, if you call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, I see it, I'm gonna pick. And that's kind of like how I, like, tier my people. It's like... Or like let me be honest. If you guys call me any point in the day, 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna pick it up unless I'm actually doing something. Yeah. Other people, it's like 7 out of 10, 5 out of 10. You get those people that like you call me and I'm like, I'm gonna look at it, I'm gonna watch it ring, and I'm gonna text you and be like, what the fuck did you want?
Yeah. I'm pretty toxic when it comes to new friends. Like it's like really intense. Like I'll do, because I'm a really helpful person. So I'll really, if they need something, if they need to talk, get something off the chest, I'll definitely be there for that. But like, like you guys are like my go-to. So it's like, I love spending time with you guys. I like talking to you guys about various subjects. When it comes to new people, I do that too, but like I don't extend myself as much as I would for you both. And it comes that way for like female friends too. It's like, to a degree, it's like, okay, this is fine. But then to a degree, it's like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. I think for me, it's like, I get to a point where I'm like, why really? Do I need more friends? And it's like, nah, you don't really. Like, I'm like, if I can do something for you, perfect. But like for me, it don't really do nothing for me because I got my friends already. Like,
I feel that.
Yeah,
I kind of got a story about that too. Back in like 2012, 2013, when my moms went out to North Carolina, she took a year-long sabbatical to North Carolina to take care of her ailing sister. And I had the rule of the house to myself. And around that time, I had made some new friends that I hadn't known for very long, right? And they would come over to my house. I just heard myself lip smack there. They'd come over to my house and they'd hang out just around every day. And I also had Lloyd, and sometimes you'd be there too. And you guys would also come around. And
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And so I had Lloyd is one of my old. He's actually literally my oldest friend. I met him in first grade, way back when. And so I had 2 of my oldest friends. I think it was like you and Lloyd. And I had these 2 new friends, and they would both be coming around. And it came to the point where I'd have someone over at the house every day. And I was like, this is actually getting kind of tiring having someone over all the time. And it came to a head when one day one of my, I had some people over and the doorbell rang and I went down. It was one of my new friends. And I went down, I opened the door and he just walked in right past me without even looking at me or saying anything. And I just sat there at the door, with my hand on the door now. It was one of those aha epiphany moments. It was like, no, this is too much.
Yeah.
So right then I turned around, I went back up and I said, you all got to leave. But here's the thing though.
Savage.
Here's the thing though. I didn't want Lloyd or Breezy to leave. But I couldn't just say that in front of the new friends. Like, you two, you guys got to leave. You guys can stay though, because you guys aren't my friends. Yeah. You guys are my brothers. Yeah. But you knew motherfuckers get out though. And I couldn't explain that to Lloyd though.
Yeah.
I wanted to, because I didn't know at the time. I didn't realize it at the time until hearing you talk about a difference, a tiering of friends where I could have you and Lloyd and you and Alex over any day of the week, 24/7, and I'd never
nothing cared. Yeah,
because we could just be in the same house and not say anything at all, and that would be companionship enough.
Yep. Until we just like, you want some pizza, you want some wings, what you want tacos?
But the new friends, we didn't have that connection.
Yeah. Plus, it was always tense when they were doing their thing.
Yeah, that's true. There was another friend who was a good guy, but he was just very competitively intense. Yeah, and it wasn't restful. It wasn't a restful friendship. He was a good guy. Yeah, but it just wasn't a restful friendship. I'm being super vague here.
Vague. Yeah, but
I mean, I get the vibe. I know what you mean though, because it's like when me and Breezy had the apartment in Oak Park, like we had people over literally every day, the party house. But again, like it was you, Alex, G. You know what I mean? So it's just like when you guys are over there, it's just like, yeah, you're here, okay, whatever. Because at the same time too, it's like if I really needed like space because I was having a day or whatever, I can say that and it wouldn't be a fight or anything. You just be like, all right, cool. We just do your thing, whatever. Or at the worst part of it, if like I really was having a day, y'all the motherfuckers that I wanted to be there to help me deal with it anyway. So it's just like, you just saved me the trip and saved me the phone call because it's already here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tears to this stuff, man. And that's I had to like kind of callously realize that like I love people, but the people I really care about, they're already here. Like you gotta do something really phenomenal for me to like add you to like the roster of my like amazing amazing group of people. But it's cool. Like I'll still be there for people, and if you cool, I'll hang out and stuff like that. So, and that's men and women. That's not like
same.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know. I'm entering a new spot in my life because this chick I know is I think she's trying to hit me up through DMs.
Oh, okay. Oh shit.
So it's okay. So go back a little bit. At work, we worked together. She's at a different location now. But it was like we were talking, we were cool, you know what I mean? Like she had a kid, like obviously I have a kid now, and we just talk about kid shit, like, hey, I got a kid. Oh, me too. Like, how's your kid? Kid's like 4 or 5, whatever. She's big into anime, and then like Emma's a baby, like a literal infant. So I'm like, hey, show everybody videos, pictures. Anytime I get a chance to talk about her, I'm like, hey, see my baby. I'm telling you, look at my baby. See how cute she is. And so she was just like, we'd talk about it. And then one day came to work and she just wasn't there anymore. So I, thought she was on vacation or whatever, whatever. But come to find out, she went to another location. So, like, I had her on Facebook. So I just hit her up one day. I was like, hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while, blah, blah, blah. Like, hope everything's going well. Just typical, like, I didn't know you were left. I just found out you left. Like, how you doing? So, like, the conversation was going, like, cool. Like, hey, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm watching Naruto with my kid or whatever. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, I'm super excited to be able to do with Emma. I'm like, I watch One Piece with her every now and again. She's really just like the colors for now. But, like, I can't wait that she can actually, like, watch it with me. So then, like, that went back and forth for, like, I say, like, the better part of, like, a day. And I was like, cool, whatever. We just left it what it was, went to work, normal day, whatever. And then, like, 11:30, I get this, like, message, and I'm just like, how was your day? And I was just like,
oh.
I was like, no one asked me how my day was at 11 o'clock. That isn't my wife that I'm going to respond to.
Yeah. Oh, you a smart guy. You a smart guy.
Because I read that, and I was just like, nah.
And that's a tricky one, too, because that's not just a WID. Because if you see a WID, you already know.
You already know what it is. But, like, this is, like, to me, this is, like, level 3. Because it's, like, you understand what WID means. And you understand you can't do that. But you still want to say that. So you need to preface it in a way to make it okay.
No, you caught the vibe you're supposed to catch.
Yeah, because, I mean, you've been thinking about it. Because it's, like, if Sophie would have saw the sex, she would look at it. And it's, like, it's vague enough that it doesn't look terrible, but it is fucking terrible.
No, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
On his face, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah. You can't
and so, like, I'm just like, nah, we should not respond to that.
Yeah.
Smart man.
So, part 2 to the story.
Oh, no.
Part 2.
No. The second.
A day ago? 2 days ago? I don't remember now. But she says, I didn't respond at all. This was like 2-3 weeks ago, maybe a month now.
Did you read it though, or was it like on?
Oh no, I read it because it was like I don't have my I got my phone set to like when my messages come up. It just shows the It just shows the person and like what app it's from. It doesn't show the actual message,
but it doesn't show that you read it.
Oh no, I sure read it. Like,
okay.
All my things, I read it. Okay. I want people to know that I read it. If I don't respond to you, like, I read it and I didn't respond. Like, that's what it is.
Respect.
Okay.
I mean, that's how I am as a person. Like, I'm just upfront about 99% of the things. So it's like, I'm not gonna lie to you about it.
I'm not blaming. I'm saying I admire it.
I admire it. Yeah.
I like a motherfucker.
So a couple days ago, or a day or two ago, I don't remember what it is now. But I get this message and it says, I think you have a twin. So my thinking is like, I'm thinking it's like a picture of this person or whatever. But again, it's another bait out of a conversation. Like all of this is like, I think you have a twin. And I was there and I look at that. Nah, bro. Nah. Like I've been around the block a couple times. Like I done did my shady shit in the past. Like I know what this is.
Yeah.
I know what this is. And I was like, nah. Yikes. So it's funny though, because I told Amanda about this. And she was just like, that's funny because her sister did the same thing to another girl we work with. And I was just like,
Okay.
So I'm like, that's the thing that happened. And I was like,
yeah.
So that's why I was like, I was super interested to talk about this because I'm like,
yeah, your fucking observation hack is pretty strong, man. You did read that.
I've just made a lot of stupid mistakes in my life. And I've been lucky enough to like mostly be around people older than me that have made really stupid mistakes to tell me about the dumb shit that they did.
Thank goodness.
So I can do less dumb shit.
Wisdom 100.
Yeah.
But yeah. Because
I still did my share of dumb shit.
I mean, because it's a new game out here. You've been married in the game for a nice long while, my friend, and it's all sorts of new tech out here.
Yeah, man, that shit's evolving, man.
Yeah. So I'm very glad you picked up on that very quickly, because that could have been a mess.
It could have been a real mess, man.
Mess.
I'm just glad like no pictures were sent or nothing like that. It's literally just like 2 lines of text, and it's like no response from me. So it's just like
best thing you could do, because if you humored it even a little bit, that could have been really bad.
Yeah, and it's like I kept all the messages like beforehand. So like all the stuff beforehand is literally like anime, talking about the kids, whatever. And it's just like, yeah, once that shit went west, I went east. I was like, I want none of that.
Yeah, thumbs up on that one. Good technique.
Wise man, I'm gonna remember this.
That was some Ultra Instinct right there. Some good dodging.
I mean, it's the thing that's funny to me though is because like social media and everything will make you think that like guys are always doing the shady shit. Like guys are always doing like the off the wall, like sideways shit. And I'm just like, nah, bruh. That's a two-way street, man. Equal rights, right? You
It's
know what
a
I'm
lot of self-interested humans out here. Both genders.
Yeah, and I mean, like, at the same time, though, like, I had to respect it because you took your shot. And I'm always going to give people their respect because, I mean, like, you never know. I could have been one of those shady dudes and been like, shit, you know what I mean? It is what it is. We can do what we do. Mm-hmm. But it's like, so, I mean, I never not respect somebody for taking their shot. Mm-hmm. I mean, you missed, but I mean, it is what it is.
Did she know you're married with a kid, though?
Yeah. I'm making a point. So, look. All right, I'm going to take you back to like 2017, 18. So this is back when we used to go to the bar all the time. We went to it was me, Soph, and Karen. And a couple other people went to the bar, but like we were the first ones there. So I got out of work and just wasn't feeling like anything. It's just a bad day. I just wanted to get drunk. I didn't want to dance. I didn't want to do nothing else. So I'm sitting at the bar, and where I'm at, the bar is here, but I'm sitting this way, and Sophie and Karen on the dance floor. So this is before, I think we had been dating for maybe like a year or two at this point. And so I'm sitting there drinking my beer, and I could not look more miserable. Like, I could not be like more like, do not come near me. So this chick walks up to me, and she when she doesn't walk up to me, she walks up like, because I was talking to the bartender, so she walks up to talk to the bartender at the seat next to me. Talking to the bartender, orders her drink, and I'm just still facing that way, and I'm just like looking, because I'm like crazy paranoid, so I'm just making sure Sophie and Karen are alright. So then she looks at me up and down, like I look her up and down, she's standing in front of me, and I'm just kind of like, how you doing? Just simple little chit chat, just bar chat, like how you doing, like, oh, what you drinking on, blah 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 blah. And then she just like leans over a bit, and then she's like, you like older women? And I look at her, and I'm just like, beer in hand, and I'm like, yeah, I don't mind older women, but my girlfriend might have a problem with it. I take a sip and point, and at that moment, all I see is like, I feel Sophie and Karen just staring at me. They just, I look past her, and I just see them in the distance, just daggers at me. And then the girl, she looks at me, she looks over, and she was like, is that your girlfriend? And I'm like, yeah. I'm taking like a swig of my beer. And then she just walks away. There you go. And then Sophie and Karen come over after the song goes over, and they're just like, who's that? And I was like, I don't know. And they're just like, what you mean? I was like, she tried to talk to me, and I told her I had a girlfriend. She walked away. And they're like, oh. And I was like, I'm just glad I still got it, you know what I mean? And I was just like, I'm feeling myself a little bit. And Sophie just looks at me, and she just walks away.
Dang. Shut down 2 women. Nice. And then married them later.
Not married her later.
I hope Sophie doesn't hear that. I'm sorry, Sophie. No. He loves you. This is the coolest damn story ever, though.
No, that was dope.
I was like, I was just like, I just didn't know what to. I don't want to say I didn't know what to do, because obviously I knew what to do, but it was just like, it was just one of those things I was like, why do I have to do this? Like, I just want to sit here, get drunk by myself, because my girl wanted to come out with her friend, and I'm just here. Oh, yeah. I just wanted to get something to drink, maybe have a little some chicken wings and some fries or something just to pass the time.
But it would be like that.
Yeah, and I was just like, it's fun. This is a funny story to tell.
No, this is pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
that's a pretty cool response.
Smooth as hell.
You handled that really fucking smoothly.
So it's like complications. And one thing I always wonder too is, though, it's like, because I don't have any gay male friends. So
not a one?
Not like like I know people, yeah, but not someone that I would consider like a close enough friend to like go out regularly. Like, definitely have been out with them, definitely hung out with them, definitely been in spaces with them, but just not like a space where to be like close enough to have like an actual like relationship outside of a group dynamic type deal. Because I always wondered, like, how would that dynamic work in the sense of like attraction, if anything? Because it's like, how would you deal with that? I had an experience. This was 2012.
2018. And this was a person who kind of wanted to be a friend, but I already had my friend group. So I was just there for them. They needed moral support and all this stuff and somebody to hang out with or whatever. So I was, we went, this one night, we had decided to go up to Ann Arbor to another friend. This was another gay friend. So I'm hanging out with two gay people. So it was a gay guy, then it was a gay girl. And we went to hang out at a gay bar in Ann Arbor.
Gay bars are fun, though. They're like super fun, bro.
Super fun. So I ended up going to a couple of gay bars with these two. And had a blast. Just because they were super cool. We was at work. I really ended up hanging out with her because me and her used to play ping pong like every day at our job. We worked for a company that did fun stuff like that. And so eventually,
jealous.
This guy was our trainer. We were like onboarding at the company. He was like training us and stuff like that. There's a lot of drama with this guy, but I'll just kind of give you like insight into his personality. First thing that happens when I get to his house, like I have Uber to his house. First thing that he does is he's like, let's take a shot. And okay, we take a shot. Fireball and some other nasty shit. And all right, we because he got this person. He's like got like a flirtatious personality or whatever, and he says like some sly stuff here and there. But I just
yes, it's kind of how he is or whatever.
Yeah. We cool anyway. You're gonna throw some flirtation my way. Just, okay, I get it. Whatever. So we ended up going to the gay bar that night. We ended up hanging out with her. Had a really good time. I ended up kind of dancing with her most of the night just so I don't get
trapped.
Yeah. So at the end of the night, she hooks up with somebody, and I think she had a bunch of drama that night. It was like her and it was her ex-wife, and then this new girl she was talking to. So she had drama with that. She had a lot of drama with that.
The ex-wife showed up at the bar.
She invited both. It was also really.
Man,
what was it?
I think some TLC type shit.
I think she invited one of them, and the other one invited herself. I think that's how it went. But there was like
that's some sitcom shit.
Yeah, there was like a bunch of drama with her, but eventually she went home with, I believe,
probably the new girl.
The new girl.
Yeah, that makes for the best storyline.
And then me and Odu end up end up smashing at this like Korean restaurant. We ended up getting like, I don't know, he got like noodles, I got like this like split hot dog or whatever. But then later on down the line, we ended up hanging together at a comic shop. This dude was like necking Hennessy. Like
that is always a bad time.
He was driving too. He was in the car.
That's a double bad time.
Driving, and I'm just like, dude,
what
like,
the Henny,
what are you doing? But he
like,
was the type
anything
who,
is possible.
Yeah, he was the type who like we was cool, but he would just kind of shoot a shot like every so often, and it was weird. but it was like all right, I get it. But he at least he wasn't overbearing with it. But I guess that's how it feels to be like in a friend zone situation, like where you like want something else, but it's like nah, bro, like this. That's not a thing.
Because I imagine that situation is like we were talking about the other day with the Joe Exotic thing, when he was like, hey, we watch porn, you watch the guy with the little dick or the big dick. It's like, maybe not as straight as you think you are. It's like, But to be fair though, it was this guy that I worked with, good friends with Soph too. He used to always tell us that he used to bang so many straight guys, like. Because I mean, and like in my head too, like I have this thing that like any guy that's like super straight is closeted gay. Like it's like any guy that's like always talking about girls, always talking about sports, always talking about these like generic male things. It's like, what are you trying to hide, man?
Yeah.
Like what are you trying to cover up for?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I say sus stuff, but it's hilarious. So I say it because it's hilarious. And I'm like, you're the first person to kind of when I say something sus, like anyone says something sus, you're the first person to be like, this is whatever, and I'm just like, what you doing over there, bro? And it was like funny because like I said something to him about it, and he was like, I bang straight guys all the time, and he was like, he just thought he was just like, yeah, I bang straight guys, and I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, he's like, this dude's all the time to like say they're straight or whatever, but he's like, you actually have a conversation with him, and like, he's like, I don't even get him drunk or anything. He's like, just have a conversation with him off to the side, and I was just like. Cause my thing was like, you drunk, you little tipsy, whatever you want, whatever. He's like, nah. He's like, I'm doing that. He was just like, he just kind of like made a smirk, and I was like, hey, the game is the game, bro. Like, if you got the game to do it, I mean, shit, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We were talking a couple of days ago about how men are so bad at communicating that if you show one with just a little bit of iota of compassion, then you can make it seem as if, by comparison to other men, they are the most compassionate, helpful, listening, all that stuff. And in this case, you have all these super straight guys, and you show one guy who won't judge them, for their sexuality because the person is themselves homosexual and looking to smash, and nature plays its part from there on.
Yes, I'm saying
not as straight as they thought. Well, not as straight as they presented.
Right.
I didn't know it was much of a thing until I was hanging out with like this. She was married, and she told me like a lot about like down low guys who like they could be married for a long time, but they were like closeted gay. And eventually, the wife found out about it, and
I feel
quite a few people.
I feel like that's a relic of the past, though. Like not that stereotype. Because I mean, I feel like now it's just like, I mean, you want to go suck some dick, go suck some dick. You know what I mean? Like if that's what you want to do, like.
But it's still that whole, like that whole thing you were talking about, where like they're like super masculine, they don't want to admit it, because of I don't know trauma or mental illness or whatever.
Yeah, So. It's a girl I work with. One of her good friends' boyfriends. Like I told her that he was gay. Like we were having a conversation. She was just telling me like stories because like they go up north together, whatever. So like, first real flag was like he only wants to do butt stuff exclusively, exclusively with her.
Oh.
And like she's like, so the dude's like. He's an attractive guy, like really attractive guy, like hockey player, like super bro, like dude's jacked, like he's a good looking dude. And like I was like, why is your like does your girl like does she like butt stuff? She's like, I mean, not really. She's just doing it because he wants to do it. I'm like, that's kind of weird, but like, all right. I'm like, I'm not judging your relationship. Like it is what it is. And she was like. She's just with him. She wants to stay with him because she's like the hottest guy she's ever been with, and she wanted to keep going with it. And I'm like, gotcha. Does she know that he's gay? And then she looks at me and is like, what? And I'm like, she's telling me stories of like mannerisms and like stuff he does, and the fact that like, and I was just like, so does he have a super Jesus family and a bunch of brothers? And she's like, how did you know? And I'm like. It's just super sus to me. Like this guy's like had a girl. He's only doing butt stuff. He doesn't want to like kiss her and like actually be like with her. He's only doing it from the back. Like I'm like all of these signs are like to me as a man. This is like when I'm smashing a girl, like I'm kissing her, I'm grabbing some titties. You know what I'm saying? Like doing the whole thing.
A lot you can do.
Yeah, it's a lot of things you can do. And I'm like, all he's doing is turning her over and just pounding her in the ass. And I'm like, right, we're like I'm on too. And I'm like, so yeah, super religious family. He's the youngest out of like three or four brothers. Like he's a hockey player, and he's like his brother is the best hockey player, and he's like the second or third best hockey player. Like he's not as good as his brother. So it's like that comparison to like super religious family or whatever. And I'm just like, all of these things are stacked up against him. I'm like, he can't be gay. Like in his mind, he can't be gay. So the only thing his way of fixing that is getting a girl. And just smashing her in the ass and calling it a day. And that's his way of processing that. As fucked up as it is. And I'm just like...
How old was he? Was he like an older guy? Or
no, he was younger than us. Probably like... Now he's probably like maybe 27, 28. Okay. 26, 27, 28, something like around there.
Gotcha.
Like he's old enough to know... I mean, I should say old enough to know. He's old enough to be able to like... Tell these people to like fuck off and like do his own thing.
Even back then he was?
Back then, this happened probably like 4 or 5 years ago, so maybe like 23, 24.
Okay.
22, 23, somewhere around there. Like, I don't know exactly how old he was, but it's still like, I don't know. I guess I'm in an interesting position because it's like, I've always had like a support system around me. Like you guys, like my mom's always been super supportive. And like, but I guess I always try to keep people that are around me as supportive because I'm like, if you're not supporting me, like I'm gonna cut you off regardless, like who you are. Blood, friend, I don't care. Like if you're not supporting me and what I'm doing or trying to help what I'm doing or trying to contribute in some way, shape, or form, even if it's just like a good job and a thumbs up, keep it moving, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's like, because I feel like that. Because me and Soph had this conversation about Emma because we were talking about it, and then she was just like, you know, it's a possibility she might be gay, and I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I just want her to be happy. Like, she's my kid. Like, I'm not gonna be one of those parents like, oh, no, you can't date girls. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Dudes are terrible. I'm a guy. I know how awful guys are. I'd rather you be gay if anything.
I really just don't care. Like, I don't need to know who you effing anyway.
Right. It's like, are you happy?
Are you happy?
Are you healthy?
Are they treating you right?
That's all I care about.
Yeah.
That's all that. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. I mean, because it's like, even all my close friends, like all you guys or whatever, it's like, I just want you guys to be happy at the end of the day. Like, when I call you or talk to you or text you or whatever, I just want you to be good, no matter what it is. Did you have a good sandwich today? You know, maybe you took the biggest shit you took today. I mean, I don't know. Whatever it is, I just want you to be having a good day. And it's like, if you can't do that for the people you care about, it's like, what are you really doing? What's the point?
Yeah. Yeah, be supportive, man.
It takes nothing.
It takes nothing.
It takes nothing to mind your damn business.
Yeah.
We went really deep into that one.
Yeah.
Pun not intended.
Okay.
Honestly.
Gotcha.
But I just thought that everyone would like to know that we have an update to what we spoke about last time, last podcast.
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you about that. So, you take a shit yet,
Yes. I took the biggest shit several times over the course of several days.
Sailing or rocky road?
I think I may have dented your porcelain bowl there.
Gotcha.
So give us a recap for like the newcomers though.
So a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I went over to my mother's house to house sit for her while she went out of town, and she had no food in the house. Don't know why. I need to talk to her about that. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
But so I had to go out and get some chicken out of her freezer, and that was it. All I had to eat was chicken and macaroni, boxed macaroni. So I ate chicken and boxed macaroni for like 3 days straight, morning and noon and night, and I didn't shit once.
It's like a wall of chicken and starch and cheese built up.
You didn't have a choice, bruh.
I didn't have a choice. It was pretty uncomfortable being over there. She didn't have any beds for me to sleep on. I didn't want to sleep in her bed because it's kind of
No
weird.
one wants to sleep in their mom's bed. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'd rather sleep on the ground, cold, hard ground.
Like a man.
Nothing to do there. I drank a bunch of coffee because I love coffee. I love it so much that I don't drink it anymore because I need to break myself off. But only when I go over to my mom's house do I drink coffee. So I just had chicken, starch, and coffee for 3 days. And I didn't shit.
Like a real man.
Like a real man. What the fuck's a vegetable? I don't even know how to spell it. But I would like to eat some though, because not shitting hurts.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
I don't mean to laugh, but this shit's hilarious.
Just the wall of just packed.
Yeah, I'd like to go out and buy some vegetables. So we ain't got no vegetables at the damn house either.
No, all the vegetables I eat are frozen.
What the hell, man?
Yeah.
Fresh vegetables are important.
Now that shit dies because I got spinach. I mean, spinach dies
Oh,
quick as hell anyway.
Yeah, spinach like the
Yeah.
worst vegetable.
Yeah,
Man,
so
what's
anytime I
up
bless
with
stuff,
spinach?
it goes bad really quickly.
Why does it just give up the ghost so quick?
I don't know. It
'Cause
pisses
it's
me
just
off
a
every
leaf.
time. Yeah.
You ever just pulled a leaf out of a tree and see how fast it just died?
I mean, like, cabbage is a leaf too, but that shit is gonna outlast all of us.
Yeah, but cabbage is like dense. You can murder somebody with a cabbage. Like if you literally just whip stack, you can probably break somebody's neck with a
That's
cabbage.
true. I guess cabbage is sort of like the vegetable version of a Roman legion's phalanx.
Yes, that is a weirdly specific but perfectly accurate
Yeah, man.
comparison.
Cabbage is fucking guarding something, man. It's jealously guarding something. I don't know why it's so serious. What's on the inside of cabbage that requires all of that vegetation?
It's satisfying cutting into it though. Just that.
Like you hear about how you have like a couple of yards of guts on the inside of you, all packed up. Man, cabbage got you beat.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I going with that? Oh, yeah.
You
I
should.
shat. It was good.
Congratulations, man.
Story over.
Good, yeah. So, I mean, you were talking about last time, and I was laughing, but I was like slightly worried because I'm like, you know what? I just seen some real deep rabbit holes on YouTube about people that don't shit. So I'm like, I was worried about you for a minute.
Very deep rabbit holes. Yeah. We support your shit, man. So super glad you had your shit.
Yeah,
you feel better.
You guys, make sure you're pooping at least once a day. Twice a day, I think, is the healthiest way to do it.
I've never been prouder. I wanted to take it out and frame it. Like, hey, Breezy, I did this.
Just a smear on the wall.
Would you like my autograph?
Oh,
Give an
man.
encore.
What the hell is that smell?
Oh, funny story about smearing on the wall.
Oh no.
So the same girl I was talking about earlier, when we worked together, like we had worked together at one place before, but a couple years passed and we ended up working at another place together. And like one of the first days I got there, and they were like, you can't hear at a good time. And I was like, why? I was like, why does the bathroom smell weird? And they were just like, they had drain issues, whatever. And I was just like, okay, I mean, it sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. And they were just like, well, at least you weren't here like a couple months ago. And I was like, well, what happened a couple months ago? And she's like, well, we had this couple that worked here, a man and wife. And it was like, anytime the wife worked, conveniently, there would just be shit on the walls. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, my friend, she's very attractive. She's very attractive. And she was the manager. Yeah. And she was like, anytime I like interacted with her husband, because like he worked there, anytime I interacted with him, like any type, like, hey, I need you to do this prep item, or hey, I need you to come in early, stay late, blah, blah, blah. Just typical work stuff. And she was just like, I was like, were you trying? I'm like, I had to ask because we're cool. And I was like, were you trying to smash or something, whatever? She's like, no. I was like, okay. I'm like, I just had to ask because like, just to be safe for the story. Mm-hmm. And she was like, no, it was literally just work stuff. Like, simply like, can you do this? I need you to do this. You are literally paid to do this. I need you to do this. I'm like, all right, cool. Say less. And she was like, anytime I had an interaction with her, it would just, anytime I had an interaction with her husband, it would conveniently be just shit smeared on the walls in the bathroom. And I was just like, that is some deep-rooted
as you do
hate.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I don't know what someone would have to do for me to take my own shit and smear it anywhere. Because I'm like,
not a lot.
It's excrement. It's get out of me for a reason.
That's not a normal thing to do. That's a primal memory. They unlocked a primal memory and put it to use. That's a primal response to disrespect. Primal memory. That's some Assassin's Creed shit. That's memories buried deep in a genetic code.
Because I'm like, I'm petty by nature, and I know I'm petty by nature.
Yeah,
but it's like in all the petty things that I've done and the even pettier things that I thought of and I haven't done, that's never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
It's like you're not even trying, Mark.
Jeez, yeah, I feel like that now. Like, I need to upgrade my petty game. This is ridiculous.
It's about the ancestors, bro. Think about the cave dwellers.
Put your ass into it.
Yeah, man. I mean, because then, like, the whole time, like, me being a guy, like, the whole time she's saying this, I'm just like, what type of shit was it? Was it, like, chunky? Or was it, like, was it smooth? Was it diarrhea? I'm just like, and I'm, like, just thinking all these things, and I'm just like, this is, then I'm, like, get to a point, I'm like, why am I thinking about this? Yeah. Like, this is dumb.
Probably a log. You know how, like, you rub a bar of soap on your body? You're smeared.
I was thinking more like a big, like when how you get one of those you go to like the dollar store and you get one of those big pencils you can write with.
The fat one,
the big fat pencil. That's what I imagined.
I wonder if you actually hold it like a pen, between two fingers, and then write with just your.
Was it like shit cursive? Like
she never said like what it was or like was where it was.
Symbol and shit.
He's in the right stance, right? This sounds like a story that has a part 2, though. You said that they used to work there.
It was a family. It was a family. I guess it was like a husband and wife, and I don't know if it was like an auntie or uncle or somebody. It was someone else related to him. But like, no, that was it. It's like eventually they just, I want to say it was something when the spicy cough happened. And like, I don't remember if it was like they ended up going somewhere else
they
or.
packed their shit and left.
Only thing to do with it.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. I don't even know how to respond to that.
I love that.
Yeah, they packed their shit and left. So, but my friend got promoted. She has her own store now, and I'm super proud of her. Shout out to her. I don't know if she want me to say her name on the pod, so like I won't. I'll talk to her about it.
She's
like,
a hard worker.
She is. She's and I'm proud of her because like. Before, like when I first worked with her, I just kept telling her, I'm like, you're a good worker, but I'm like, you need to grow a pair of nuts. Like you're I'm like, you're a pushover. Like, you know, just one of those things like she was new into management and she just didn't want to tell people like, you need to do your job. And it's like the first day back when I'm working with her again, and it's just like, she just cut into somebody. Like not disrespectfully, but just like, you need to, this is what your expectation is, this is what your job is, and this is what I need you to do. And I looked at her and I was just like, I was like, look at you. So I'm like, I'm super proud of her because she made some achievements from like a regular server to now she's the GM of her own place. So I'm like,
cool.
Kudos to her.
I think cleaning the shit off the walls is great character development.
Yeah, because I mean, like, couldn't be me. Because that's happened. Like, it's been, I told everyone this, like, I don't clean bathrooms. Like, that's the thing. Like, even in...
I didn't do it.
I won't do it. I won't do it at work. I don't even do it at home. Like, I told Soph when we got together, I'm like, I would clean it. The kitchen, I'll clean the garage, I'll clean the roof, I'll clean the gutters. I'm like, I'm not cleaning the bathroom. And I'm just like, I'm just not doing it. You know, and I'm like, we can balance it out. So, like, I haven't cleaned the bathroom.
You're gonna have to share another shit story. You're like, I don't clean shit. And you're like, I don't clean bathrooms. And I'm thinking to myself, we're in an Office Depot in a story where I did both. I'm like, okay, that's a shit story. It's shit story time. There's going to be a new segment.
Buckle up.
All right. Working at Office Depot. And my manager calls over the phone and says, in a real grave voice, this dude's name, I'm going to call him D. He was a pretty cool dude. Found out much, much later that while I was like 28 at the time, he was 21. He's my manager. But the thing is, it was all right because this dude was he was mature enough to get a manager job at 21.
I mean, that says a lot, like right there.
Yeah. He also had a wife and kid.
Oh,
so like,
yeah, he's super mature. He's ready.
I had no idea I was older than him because he was like as big as that door frame. He was a big dude.
He's big.
And he calls over the radio to everyone in the store. Well, to all the workers on the radio and said, I need to ask a favor. And when I heard that, my heart just dropped. And I'm like, this is a shit story, isn't it? This was after the log incident. So I was like, this is
log in the door. Wait, this is a separate story?
This is a separate story.
Oh no.
Okay. I was like, this is a shit story, isn't it? And I was like, what's up, Demetrius? Like, and he said, oh shit, I said his name.
You did.
Well, whatever. His name was Demetrius. All right. So like, okay, well, what's up? And he said, I need someone to clean the women's bathroom. And he said this in the most serious sounding voice.
The
It was
women's
like,
bathroom.
this isn't just...
It's hard mode.
So he was
Extra
asking for
spicy.
volunteers. And everyone understood his tone and could read in his tone that this is a shit problem. And no one spoke up for like a good 2 minutes. And I was like, I'm a conscientious type of person, right? When I know that I was friends with Demetrius too. So I was like, all right, what do you need me to do? And he was like, I need you to go into the janitor's closet, get some gloves, fill up a bucket, put a bunch of bleach into it, and get a rag. And
That's like 3 red flags.
Man, this is a shit story.
A rag.
You said gloves, a rag, and bleach?
Gloves, rag, bleach. So I do that. I armor up. Oh yeah, my gloves, my rag, my bleach.
What gloves? The ones that come up to the elbow?
Yeah,
The elbow. Yeah, got
gloves,
that PPE.
That PPE. Oh, you probably had to do the goggles too.
No,
You're probably supposed to though, because it's.
I
like
probably should have. Splashback is real
because it's like a biohazard technically.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think we were not that conscientious.
Well, that's the training. That's the OSHA. They're supposed to.
That's fair. Yeah,
I did not learn about OSHA until I went to Meyer because Office Depot didn't give a fuck about its workers.
Yeah, my other boy worked at Office Depot. Yeah, he said this. He didn't say any shit stories, but now I gotta ask him because she got so many. But like, yeah, he was just like, yeah, the Office Depot working there was sus.
It's kind of sus. In terms of moving stuff off the thing, we didn't really.
Yeah, that was so dangerous. What the fuck, man? I had to go up on a ladder and
jiggle
a shoulder
over here
and walk down with it. Man.
Yeah,
but anyway,
it's wild.
I armor up and walk into the women's bathroom like it's a damn Elden Ring boss, and I didn't see anything at first. It was like the end toilet was empty. The first toilet was empty. The middle toilet was suspiciously closed.
That's like the fifth red flag in the story.
And obviously, the entire bathroom smelled like rank shit.
6.
What?
Rank.
I'm calling
shit.
the red flags in this whole thing.
Oh, you okay? I thought you said sex. I was like, what?
Oh God.
Oh no. I go into the second stall and open it up. And at first, I thought it reminded me of Silent Hill. Right? The color scheme was wrong. Right? The bathroom walls were blue. Well, the other walls were blue. Right? This wall was a brown explosion on the left and the right. In the center, the entire toilet was brown. It looked like someone had loaded shit into an automatic shotgun and just went.
Hold on. 3, both the stall walls and the wall.
Wall. Shit. A12, right? You remember the 8?
Yeah.
Was it double A12? Yeah. The doof, yeah. Call it.
I'm just like, I just, okay.
How can a body hold all that?
I'm trying to process that.
Yeah, me too.
Remember the line gun, right? From Dead Space?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Someone had just, ass out blasted the entire stall.
Mm-hmm.
And the coverage was so insane.
You know what happened? They fell. And then kind of scrambled up.
Fell and kept blasting up.
And tried to get up, but they just couldn't.
It was weird.
I would have just died.
I couldn't understand because none of the shit was in the toilet bowl. It looked like someone had just, it looked like someone had shat on the toilet, and then the thought of sitting on the shitty toilet was so gross that they were just like, I'm not gonna do that. That's nasty. And just ass up. Whatever. No more.
I feel like their knees gave out as they was squatting. Like a lot of stuff happened after that.
Breeze, these animations you giving me, my hand is doing numbers.
I gotta put
now.
the mystery together.
I clean the shit. And inside the shit, because I didn't see it because of all the shit. Buried inside the shit is a pair of pansies.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. Oh, no. So I mean, it started with not making it there in time, and then it just exploded into something else.
They fell off. Like, the shit, filled the panties. They fell off.
Like projectiles?
Yeah. They just fell off. Yeah.
It was... I'm not going to say it all. It belonged to a young person.
Oh, no.
Apparently.
Okay.
And...
okay.
Just ended there.
All right.
But I did that. I cleaned everything up. And when I went out, Demetrius was like, you are. I'm so thankful for you, Ryan. And usually that I'd feel some sort of pride for going beyond the pale.
Nah.
But at this point, I just sort of glowered at him.
Nah.
Just
I mean, you literally
ill-natured.
just got out the trenches.
If I was in his position, I wouldn't have said a word because words can't do
I
it
didn't.
justice. No, if I was him, I would have just looked at you,
Nodded.
gave you a slow nod,
Just nodded and just kept it moving.
and kept it moving. That's,
'cause it's
I would have
like-
made sure to make eye contact with you because that's the important
Yes,
part.
to like acknowledge that I know what you did.
Yeah.
You know, the type of manager that I was, I would have just like bought you lunch like every day for like a week or two and just didn't,
That
and that
too.
would have just been it. Like,
That too.
Just not that day.
not that day.
And no Taco Bell.
No Taco Bell.
No
Nah.
Taco Bell. So, yeah, that's another shit story.
God.
Yeah, somehow we always end up with a shit story.
Oh,
Yeah.
the best.
3, right? This episode? I feel like two or three.
Yeah, I mean, they all,
Yeah, that was 3 shit
you know,
stories. Right?
it is what it is.
Shit. Did you have
What I
shit?
mean?
Oh no, that was the original shit that I couldn't take. Ah, right.
Yeah, that's how it all started.
Oh, jeez, man.
Well, on that note, since we've already bowed out, we're just gonna say goodbye to everybody. Thanks for coming along for the ride today. We'll see you next time. May your pillows stay cold and your bed stay warm.
All right, stay perfect, chat.
Take care, everybody.